Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Vechain, whose current price stands at the $0.02352 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 1.82%. And in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out the key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on the Vechain chart. From the all-time high, we have been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.02 mark. And after making our low down there, here on the daily chart you can see we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, managed to break above key areas of resistances, but at the key area of resistance at around the $0.03362 mark we got rejected, and we are seeing a massive pullback to the lower side. Jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis. Here on the 4-hour chart, after making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I was terming as an Elliot wave structure, having that as the wave 1, then a wave 2, then a wave 3, then I expected a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4, then continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1, but that movement to the upper side in the formation of that Elliot wave structure got invalidated the moment our wave 4 over here retraced into the high of that first wave. And having done so, I had to remove the Elliot wave structures from my charts and view this movement to the upper side over here as an ABC corrective movement that was correcting this impulsive movement that gave us a low at around the $0.02 mark. And after making the high for that ABC corrective movement, whatever I expect on this other side is the formation of a 5-wave structure, and I believe that is what we can see over here, having this as the wave 1, then a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and then a wave 5, making a low at around the $0.021 mark. And having completed that 5-wave structure to the lower side, then we can now name that as a higher Elliot wave count 1. And to start with the long-term scenarios that can play out here on the Vechain chart, I'll be basing my analysis on the Elliot waves, and having completed a higher Elliot wave count 1, whatever we expect on this other side is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, and that means we might see a bit of a bounce here on the Vechain chart. And because our wave 2 is a retracement of the first wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of that wave 1 to the low of that wave 1, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.382, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, then remove the Fibonacci's, and you can see my target area lies between the $0.029 mark and the $0.026 mark. So that means there is a possibility that Vechain can give us a bit of a bounce to the upper side to get us into this target area to complete that higher Elliot wave count 2, and I can mark this as a movement to the upper side in a higher Elliot wave count 2. So that is what I'll be expecting. And because wave 2 is a corrective wave, I will also expect to see an ABC corrective movement play out here on this chart, having this maybe a wave A, then a bit of a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, then get us into this target area in the formation of that, in the formation of a wave 3. Then also zooming in on this chart, there's a chart pattern that is in formation right here, having this, which is a head and shoulders pattern, having this as the left shoulder, then we have seen the head right there, then we have seen the formation of a neckline, then we have seen the formation of the right shoulder right there, then a bit of a movement to the lower side, and right now you can see we are in a bit of a consolidation right here. And once we see a breakout out of this consolidation to the lower side, manage to lose that key area of support that we have at around the $0.02 mark, which is the area right here, and continue pushing lower, then there's a possibility that we might see a breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern, which is a pattern that normally breaks to the lower side, having the target area of that breakout as the height between the head and the neckline. So using a trend line, we can get the height between the head and the neckline, then place it down here to give us a minimum target area to the lower side, and that gives me a minimum target area back to around the $0.011 mark. So there's a possibility once we see a breakout out of this consolidation, lose that key area of support, Vechain might be headed to around the $0.011 mark. And also going back to this consolidation so that we can also get the short-term scenarios that can play out within this consolidation, we have been trading within a channel, channel, and we have continued to respect that channel. Though we have been seeing massive fake outs to the lower side of the channel, you can see we have seen a couple of breakouts to the lower side of the channel, and as we try to have a retest of that lower side of the channel, Vechain is able to push back into the channel. We trade a little bit within the channel, then we see another breakout, and right now we have seen a breakout out of the channel once more. And in this movement right here, this is much of a retest of the lower side of the channel, having this movement right here, and this gives me the short-term scenarios that can play out. There's a possibility that this time we might see a successful retest of the lower side of the channel, and once the retest is a success, then we can continue pushing lower, maybe lose that key area of support and continue pushing lower. And in case that happens and we lose that key area of support, then my head and shoulders pattern here will be playing out, and there's a possibility that we might get back to around the $0.02 mark, find support, and then have a massive pump to the upper side and maybe get us back above that key target area in the formation of a wave 2, and maybe also invalidate my Elliot wave structure to the lower side. There is also that possibility. Also, getting back to this retest that we're having here on the lower side of the channel, there's a possibility that we might continue pushing higher, get back into the channel, manage to break above that key area of resistance at around the $0.024 mark, maybe even see a retest, then manage to break out of the channel to the upper side, see a retest of the upper side of the channel and continue pushing higher, get us into this target area in the formation of a wave 2. And in case that movement plays out, then I would expect to see that ABC corrective movement also play out over here. And once we get into the target area in the formation of a wave 2, then we can expect an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 3. And there is also a possibility that we might be able to invalidate that movement to the lower side in the formation of these 5 wave structures over here. In case Vechain continued pushing higher, managed to break above the key area of resistance that we have at around the $0.029 mark, and also managed to break above a key area on the Fibonacci, that is the Fib level 0.786 Fib level. In case we manage to break above that key area on the Fibonacci, which lies at around the $0.031 mark, then Vechain could be headed higher, and we might be able to now start sketching out even more bullish movements here on the Vechain chart. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also, taking a look at the indicators here on the RSI. On the RSI, we are trading at around the 57 mark, and that means we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side in the formation of that second wave. Also managed to get back into the channel once more. Also taking a look at the MACD, on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices could be coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.